In August of 2020, I found out that I was going to be a single parent. And what I originally thought was world ending actually turned out to be just the beginning of intentional living. Hi, my name is Beth. I'm a single mom of 2 kids in the Midwest, and I'm working on creating a space and community for other single parents to feel seen, heard, and uplifted. I hope that you'll stick around. When I found out that I was pregnant, I was, I think, 22 years old. I was living with my ex at the time due to the big sickness that shut the world down. I don't know if we're allowed to say the word still or not on YouTube. And I was scared. I was very scared. Actually, when I found out, I wasn't able to look at the test myself. I took the test with my best friend and I had to have her look at it for me. And she was kind of like, well, there's kind of only 2 ways that this goes. And it went left, that's for sure. So I found out that I was going to be a single parent and I was incredibly terrified. And being pregnant actually wound up being the loneliest that I've ever been in all my life, but it was a blessing. It forced me to grow up and it forced me to get my shit together. So, at times that I was pregnant, it literally felt like my chest was being ripped in two. It was heartbreaking. It felt like my heart broke in half and there was a giant hole inside of my chest consuming everything. It was sad. But through our hardest paths in life, we learn our greatest lessons. And I knew that I wanted to be the best version of myself for my kids, and I didn't want to pass on the mistakes that I made to my children. I wanted better for them. So I went on a journey to become the best that I could be for my kids, and I'm still on that journey. I'm still working on becoming my best self. There are still things that I need to get in order, and there's always room for improvement. To improve myself and also help cope through the situation of being a pregnant single parent by myself for the first time in all my life. It was the first time that I wound up living alone. It was the first time that I had been single in a couple of years, and it was the first time that I ever really had to go through something by myself where nobody around me understood how I felt. It was isolating. I got through that dark period of my life using 3 things: spirituality, journaling, and media. 2 of them for distraction and 1 of them for self-improvement and growth, to be able to actually work through the gunk. So for my spirituality, I used tarot cards. I needed something to connect me to a higher power outside of myself. Sometimes we just have to, as Christians would say, give it to God. I don't necessarily believe in God, but if you can give up your problems to the universe, to something outside of yourself, it helps you with the things that you cannot control. So I would do tarot readings for myself and for others when I felt like the situation was outside of my control. It gave me answers when I didn't have any, and it caused me to distance myself from the problem. If I can't control it, if I can't solve it, I can at least find an answer for it and let it be. Let things lie where they are. Secondly, I used journaling. I did a lot of journaling prompts regarding how I was feeling and working out the junk of my attachment to my kid's dad. I was very attached to him because he helped me heal through an abusive relationship before we split up. I didn't know it at the time, but I had unmedicated bipolar disorder and unmedicated ADHD that caused a lot of issues in our relationship, on top of me having an anxious attachment style and him having an avoidant attachment style. So I learned about things like attachment styles and other self-help, mental health things. And I journaled every day for hours a day because I had a job where I was in security, working mandatory, and I was on overtime as well, working 60 hours a week to be able to save up for my maternity leave. So I was stuck at a desk all day looking at screens, and there wasn't really anything going on at the facility. So I journaled. I did my tarot and I journaled. If you have something that you're struggling to work through and you would like a journaling prompt to be able to help you work through it, give me a comment below. I would love to come up with some questions for you that might help you get to the root of the problem and help you find a solution. I love very logical, ordered thinking to be able to work through problems, and I love being able to help other people do that. So go ahead and leave a comment, and I'd be glad to assist you if I can. And third, I got through my pregnancy with media. I watched Love and Basketball every night, bawling my eyes out, and feeling better because eventually she got them in the end, even though I knew that I wasn't going to get back with my kid's dad probably. Although we tried again later on, which is how I wound up with my second child, and it didn't work that time either. It really didn't. And I also watched YouTube videos, and I also read books. I read books on attachment styles. I watched videos on self-help and healing. I also tried to find videos by single moms, but surprisingly, there was very little of the videos that I was looking for on YouTube at that time. And I know that there's a lot more single parent creators on YouTube now, but what really made me want to start this channel was actually wanting to create the videos that I needed to see when I was pregnant and I didn't find them. So that was what started me on this journey of YouTube. Through those three things, I wound up working on myself and becoming a better human being. I relate to others better. I am able to handle my problems in a much more healthy manner. Conflict is easier for me. I don't yell at people like I used to. I used to get very overwhelmed and wind up snapping on others and kind of holding things in until I couldn't anymore and just popping off. Don't do that anymore. Cannot do that anymore. That's not okay. And, you know, being a single parent has really forced me to become a better person because it gave me an opportunity to search for the resiliency inside of myself. It gave me an opportunity to choose to become a better human being. You don't have to rise to the occasion. There are plenty of people who become parents and don't work on themselves as they should. I believe that we need to put our best foot forward for our children, and my obligation to them did that for me. Since becoming a single parent, I have gotten a bipolar diagnosis. I've gotten my ADHD diagnosis. I'm medicated for both now, and it helps me out a lot. I'm able to function much better as a human being. And I think that all around, I'm just a better person. I appreciate who I am because of my children. They make me the person that I want to be. If this is something that you relate to, please go ahead and comment below. Let me know how being a parent has made you a better human being. What lessons did you have to learn or grow through to become who you needed to be for your children? Thank you for watching. I actually really appreciate it. You did not have to stay, and you did till the end, so I totally appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. My watch time is not the best, to be honest. So that's okay. That's okay. But yeah. So if you have any sort of questions that you want answered, or if there's anything that you want me to talk about, please go ahead and comment them below. I would love some ideas. I'm not the best at generating video ideas, I'm not gonna lie. um, if you related to this video, if you feel like you understand and this has been you, or you hope that this is the kind of person that you are for your children, go ahead and give the video a like. And if you want to see more and you want to join my community, please subscribe. I really, really want to build a community for people who are like me and people who can grow together and uplift each other. If you liked this video and you want to see the flip side of it and what's actually some of the worst parts of being a single parent, go ahead and watch this other video that I created, and hopefully that one will be able to give you some perspective on the negatives of being a single parent. Thank you, and I hope that you have a very blessed day. Bye-bye.